We're still trying to figure out a few little bugs in how to get this done the best way. So sorry about that. We'll eventually figure this out. Anyway, I guess from what I understand, what I wanted to do is remind people that if you have not already rolled your indices, please do so immediately. There's the video. If you don't know how to do that, you have to go into your tools on NinjaTrader and go to Instrument Manager, and you will have to move all of your indices to December contract. That's the current active contract. This also applies to any currencies. If you have straight up currencies, I'm not talking about the Forex pairs, I'm talking about the currencies, 6C, 6A, 6E, any of those currencies, you also need to roll those. They roll at the same time as the indices, and that applies to the dollar, if you have the DX, and it's also the long bond, ZB. So make sure you're on the correct contract. Let's see, this morning we still have the VIX is a little elevated, but for the last week it's been chopping around after it hit that one really high day. That's the second highest it's been in 20 years. So that was kind of a wake up right there. But it seems to settle down. That is the fear index. If you have not watched that before and you're trading indices, it's usually a good idea to keep tabs on that, see what it's doing. The overnight markets, we've had a very strong dollar all night, and not too much else has been happening. The Aussie seems to be very happy with their new Prime Minister, so the currency overnight, the Australian dollar, it climbed quite a bit. Looks like it might be backing off a little bit now. And I don't see too much happening. If you are a Nadex trader, we have a lot of NQ traders in here, I think. And I would urge you to keep track of some of the bigger stocks that are in that index during earnings season. One of the great places to go is Earnings Whispers, or Whisper Earnings Whispers, I think. And they have a free sign up you can get auto drop into your email. But the value of that, if you're an NQ trader, is that this week there are some big earnings coming out, and the NQ futures contract trades until 4:15. Many of those earnings are announced at 4 o'clock, and so there is an opportunity to catch a pretty good run sometimes in the NQ late in the afternoon, late in the trading afternoon at least. I also noticed that some of the big companies that are listed are coming out this week and next week. So pay attention to that. If you trade the YM regularly, you might want to keep track of the earnings coming out in those 30 Dow stocks also. Not to the extent it will affect the NQ, but the NQ can really get volatile between 4 and 4:15 during earnings season. And it usually lasts 15 minutes. Anyway, we have seen Brent kind of trailing down. It's having crude oil is having a very difficult time, but that's not news to us, especially those of us that traded this through August. I don't see too much. When I first take a look at anything in the morning, I like to see where it's trading above or below settlement and where it is relative to this midline on the ice. So for right now, we have red apexes that have given no sign they're going to turn around. I would be watching the 30-minute candles over here to see what will happen. If this continues to drift down, then perhaps in the afternoon we'll see a little turnaround, but I certainly wouldn't trade it until you see it. So this has been my view from my world in Apex land. This is brought to you by Apex Investing Institute. And I will see you at noon, and we'll go over any trades that may have been available to us in crude oil. Thanks.